Hello students, this lecture will be on function and its study. Let's begin with a definition of a function. A function from set of x to a set of y or y is an assignment of set of y to each element of x. So the values of x will be the domain of a function and the set of y or y will be the codomain of a function. We can study the scope, then even parity or oddity of function, signs intervals where they are constant, and the intervals of ascending and descending of a function. So the scope of a function, the characterizes of domain and codomain. The domain of the function of d from y can be from minus infinite to plus infinite in a function like that. Then so x can be any value of a numeric continuity. So, but if we have some function like that, then we know that this value can be more or equal to 0. Then we have this one, and in this case, the scope of our values of x will be minus 1 to infinity. Then we have interval like that. If we have we know that we can't divide any numeric by 0, so in this case we have scope from minus infinity to 0, including this 2 path definite. And if we have the values of y, we can put any x from it, and then we have the values of y. And infinite like that. This can be from minus to and so on. We can fix it on examples later. Next step of studying function will be if function has odd or even parity or neither of them. So let's have an example. We have the function like that. So we put like any, choose a number, by the way, and we have -2 in exponent 2, we have 4, and then we from 2 have an exponent the same. So we have f from -6 equals to the f from x. It's even. Then we can have function like that. And we'll do the same way. Of course, not divide by 0, but we can put like that. And if we have same way, so we have that it's minus here. So, of course, the function can be not even or odd, neither of them, so it's function like that. And if you put here any numbers, you will see that it can't be even or odd. So this is the study of this step, and next step will be the intervals. Next step of study of function will be the intervals where the function has a permanent signs, plus or minus. Let's have an example. It will be then if our function crosses the line of abscissa, so they have, it's not this function, but something like that. In these points it will be they tends to 0, so we equal it to 0. Then we have to solve this square equation and have two values of x like that, 2 minus 3. So we know where they cross the line, and we know that between them the function have the same sign on this interval. So 3, and then we put it 2. So then we can have any point left to the minus 3, which can be minus 4, and it will be minus 4 in exponent 2, minus 4, then minus 6, it will be then 16, minus 4 minus, it will be 6 more than 0, so we have here plus. Then we can have from this, it will be like that. So and we have from 0, it will be 0 plus 0 minus 6, it will be minor than all, so it will be here. And then we can go maybe 10 or more, and you'll see that 10 is 10 minus 6, it will be more than 0, not less. So more 0, less, and more. It's like that. So we have the intervals of permanent of signs of function. It will be the end of our step, and then we'll have to go to step of ascending and descending of function. Next step will be intervals of ascending and descending of function. So, as you know, the descending or ascending of function can be characterized by its derivatives. So, where derivatives is minus, it will go descending of function. If where the ascend, so we go ascending of function. So let's have an example, and we put it like that, but in this case we calculate the derivative of this function, and we equals it to 0. So we have 1. So then we have equals to minus 1 and equals to here like minus 4.5 or minus 1/2. You can write it down both ways. So we can see that if we have the derivatives from this, minus 2 or any kind, you know, minus, also it will descend. So we know that before this point from minus infinity, the function will be descent, and after this point, function will be ascent. You can have a graph of function if you want, but this is the last step of study on function. See you on next lecture. Goodbye.